Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Half-Baked Podcast. I'm your usual host, Tom. Here with me, I have Nick. Vega, unfortunately, could not make it. He's preoccupied with sex or something. I don't know what he's doing. But we do have a very special guest today, someone who's been a hot topic in the community recently. MamaMax, how's it going?
Hello, everyone. It's going well. Thank you for asking.
And that's your real voice, right? This is the real MamaMax
This
voice.
is my real voice, yes.
I remember at VidCon when I heard it, I was like, holy shit, you actually do kind of sound like that. I was like, holy shit, like it's not quite the corpse husband, but it's almost there.
Right.
Does it strain your voice to do that? Like
To the deep one for the videos?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Is it like the metal growl? Is it like a falsetto? How do you do that voice?
So I'll it's so horrible. I had to get vocal surgery because of it, because I had cysts on my vocal cords because I kept doing it.
Really?
I would cough all day.
Oh my God.
And then the next morning, my voice would be deep AF. So that's the...
My voice should be deep AF. I mean, it probably would be. I can't imagine that felt good, but Jesus Christ.
No, yeah, it swells up your vocal cords like a vocal cord infection.
But it makes your voice super sexy.
It does, yes.
That reminds me of like the Family Guy episode where Peter gets sick on purpose to sound cooler.
Yeah, it's basically just like that.
It's just like Family Guy.
It's just like that.
All right. Well, recently, Max, you posted a video to your channel, which was, I guess, first, should I just explain who you are? You make videos about like predators and like creeps on YouTube, right? Will you describe that accurately?
Yeah, and animal abusers, just fucked up people.
Right. Okay. So kind of like what I do, I guess. We're kind of in the same thing, although you have a much more kind of stylistic approach. You talked about it a little bit with Bosch. Mm-hmm. How would you explain that? It's like half fiction, half kind of a story?
I call it hybrid, like documentaries, because it's like, it is half fiction that is parallel to the real story, and then there's just the real story.
Interesting. So the stylistic approach, I think that's probably really what's got you your audience, because, I mean, the stories themselves, exposing these people are good, but I think the stylistic stuff is really what people like. And you've been on YouTube for a while. It's been a few years, right?
It has.
I remember back in the day, you've changed your content a bit. You used to make a lot of different videos.
Hentai reviews.
Hentai reviews, yeah. Well, okay, that was like, what, a year or two ago? But before that, you were doing, you did some game reviews, like a Halo video, I remember. Mm-hmm. And then you also used to do these videos that were like, about like childhood struggles and shit like that.
Life sucks.
Yeah, you went on Hot Wet Soup back in the day.
Yes.
No fucking way.
I did. I was their first guest.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was buddies with all of them. It goes all the way back, Nick. All the way back. But you didn't even really make like a ton of commentary videos back then. It was mostly just like these, like, I don't know, story time videos kind of.
Yeah, I watched all the commentary channels, but I didn't participate.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing back then. A lot of people not making commentary videos make commentary videos. Well, anyway, most recently, you've become known for making videos kind of, you say exposing YouTube, talking about predators. I guess this podcast is going to get demonetized anyway, so I'll just say pedophiles. You made a video called pedotube.com that I believe was really popular, and you kind of start these movements, right, on Twitter,
correct,
on YouTube, to enact change. And the most recent one of that was a video you released 2 days ago. It's got 750,000 views right now, which is 50,000 more than it had like a few hours ago, and 100,000 likes, probably the highest like ratio I've ever seen on a video. So needless to say, the video doesn't have like 10 million views, but for all intents and purposes, for the engagement, it's fucking viral, right? It's going crazy.
Yes, definitely.
And within this video, you make a number of kind of assertions about YouTube, about investigative content. I was in the video, right? You messaged me, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, asked me to be in it. And
yes,
I did a little portion, and there's some controversy around the people involved and if they knew what was going on, and we can talk about that.
Oh, yes.
But I guess, I kind of want to hand it off to Nick here, because Nick, you've been really passionate about it since the video came out. And I think you have some issues with it, right?
Yeah, I have a bunch, actually. I was wondering, like, so you're firmly in the position that YouTube needs to like make these changes, right? Like, your message is really that middle portion of the video, the front and the end, as far as I'm able to tell, that those exist to like get the video viral, right?
For the most part, I'd say so.
Do you, it's weird. So if your goal is to make like a message that can reflect back and like actually produce real change on YouTube, why would you go with such like an inflammatory hashtag? I don't know, for people who haven't seen it, which is like next to nobody. It's pick a side YouTube, children are pedophiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't think my video is going to fucking do anything. I want the people I call out in the video to do something, because they're the ones YouTube is going to listen to. They ain't going to listen to fucking me.
So you think your video is like the first in a domino effect?
I was thinking that exact thing. Yes. It was like a domino effect.
Steal the words.
I'm just trying to get the ball rolling. And I feel like no one's going to fucking care unless I make it this bombastic, stupid ass thing. So.
Wait. Okay. I wasn't expecting that answer. All right.
Oh, okay.
So what is your primary goal? Is that then? There's no, what's your other,
Well, I guess the question is like the next getting at is like, okay, so you want to enact this change. What do you hope is the eventual result of your video?
Okay.
Of all of this.
So I know there's people out there saying I'm doing it to self-serve. I just want my video back up. I don't give a shit if my video comes back up. It did what it needed to do. The rapist that was in the video is currently in police custody. And
was that as a result of your video or was
yes.
that prior to the video?
Yes, it was because of the video. Right. The video was about IMVU and this one predator. I made it about him and him alone.
IMVU is a game, right? You played the game and you exposed this guy.
Yes.
Do you mind walking me through the chain of events that led from your video to him being imprisoned?
Yeah. So I dropped the video. The end of the video is a call to action. Usually all my videos are a call to action, like find him. And we did.
So in this case, find him meant like you didn't know who he was. You wanted his doc so he could go to jail.
All we had was his face and his voice.
Right.
And out of that, I said, find him. And then within 24 hours, we found him. And then I started social engineering all of his friends to give me his information. And they did. And then we pegged him. He fled to Mexico. We found where he was in Mexico.
Wow.
I don't know if the police, he was from Canada. So I don't know if the police asked him to come back.
As all terrible people are.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the police asked him to come back or he went on his own volition or they forced him to come back. I don't know any of those details. I just know he went back to Canada and was in police custody for a certain amount of time. I don't know if they did anything yet, but I will be making an update video about him soon.
So he was arrested at some point. It's fair to say that. You know that.
I don't know if he was arrested or they just like interrogated him. Like, you know how police they don't have to arrest you to question you.
Right.
Because I don't know if his victims, he did have previous victims before my video. I don't know if they ever spoke to the police about it. I was talking to one of them, but she hasn't been responsive recently. So I'm in the dark so far, but we're going to get back on that after we finish this shit with YouTube.
So you did find out who he is. You did find out who he is, but you didn't put him in jail. Is that fair to say?
I don't know if we put him in jail, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if we did find him, it did like end his life in a way. Like he got evicted from his residence. All of his friends know. His family knows. He was fired from his job.
Okay.
He no longer is an influencer. He was like a musician.
Right.
And all his shit got taken down.
All right. Well, that's really good. Glad to hear that. Honestly, you should probably be proud of yourself for that. I'm sure you are. So that happened. That happens. And then you post one particular video. It was that video, right? It was that video that had the ass in it from the game, right?
Yes.
You had this like black dude in the game or something turned around. You could see his fucking ass. And that was determined to be nudity, and that was why the video was removed. How long after it was posted?
It was about a week.
Okay, so a week after. Now I know a lot of people have said that your kind of complaint with this is dumb because you should have taken the nudity out. I would argue you probably should have known to take the nudity out, but at the same time, I guess you're right. There is inconsistency on the issue. YouTube will always be inconsistent. There's a lot of nude yoga, right? So I guess that's somewhat besides the point.
I literally didn't think it was that bad. It looked like a Sims character to me. Like,
I mean, I get what you're saying, and ultimately, like, there are movie clips on YouTube with like, guys and females showering where you can see their ass, right?
Yes,
those are out there, and it's still up. So, those weren't taken down. Yours was taken down. I guess that sucks. But ultimately, honestly, I would chalk that up more to an inconsistency with YouTube and a problem with them than them taking the video down because they don't like you exposing pedophiles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you think that's the case? Do you think that like YouTube like has targeted you? I know you did this last year as well. Do you think YouTube is targeting you unjustly?
It's interesting. I don't know.
Or are they targeting you at all?
I don't know. I know that dark content tends to get targeted more often just because of the subject matter.
What do you mean by dark content? Do you mean like the acts, the voice, or do you mean like just pedophile stuff in general?
Pedophile stuff, like the subject matter, pedophiles, animal abuse.
I assume you mean like investigative content about like horror cows, you would call them on the internet,
correct?
Right?
Yes.
Like these fucking terrible freaks. Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know if that necessarily tracks though. I understand that like you probably have a few more issues when you're talking about small and more niche topics. But like when you're looking at creators, Onision, for example, somebody who was, I think for the most part last year, probably one of the more profitable topics to talk about in January. There wasn't much censorship done on Onision's behalf. The only censorship I could possibly think of was him having access to the Content ID tool, which would keep videos down for a short amount of time. But that's not directly real.
Everyone has that. Everyone
not
has
relevant to the YouTube terms itself. I mean, I'm assuming you've seen EDP 445, right?
Correct.
This year, that was a person who wasn't convicted of a crime, but because everyone fucking knew that guy was like a piece of shit and he got caught in a sting operation, that was enough for YouTube to go, bye pedophile, and just threw him off.
Austin Jones's channel, he was convicted. That's deleted. Lion Maker, deleted twice on YouTube.
But I'm saying like these have all been like very viral topics that people have been able to talk about with really no issue at all. I know Mudahar did his whole thing on Club Penguin, and he didn't have that issue.
So I guess my question about your video is, and I guess to kind of explain it a little bit for the audience, for those who haven't seen it, you got a bunch of content creators together to talk about investigative content and how YouTube, I think the wording you used to me was doesn't give a shit about us, which I guess is true. And I guess my question is like, I like your video kind of, but I think like what is your exact issue with YouTube? Like that seemed kind of nebulous to me. Like what would you pinpoint as your problem with YouTube? That you want to express with that video?
I mean, it was the same as everyone's problem. It was them taking down content from, like I said, darker channels. And I know this isn't just me. Like you can see the comments section of that video of people speaking up like, yes, YouTube takes down my videos all the time. And like, maybe it's because like we're a bit more edgy than like Chris Hansen, let's say.
But me and Tom are edgy too. I mean, Tom says the N-word all the time.
Okay, I don't do it in videos, but okay, I want to talk about this. Okay, so you say that they take down our videos all the time, right? So every person you feature in this video, I mean, they're all, they do investigative stuff, right? People like me, I guess Nexpo, he does it, right? You do it. What's the guy? What's his name? Nick Crowley, right? He makes videos like that. These people are all people making livings on YouTube right now from these videos. And out of like 50, 60 to 100 videos they've made, maybe 2 or 3 of them have been removed, right? So I guess the question is like, I feel like every YouTuber has had to deal with this at some point. Why is this an exclusive problem to dark content creators? And in what way are they really censoring you?
It's not really exclusive to us. It is an everyone problem. It's a problem in fucking general. Everyone knows it.
I agree.
But everyone in this video had like a different issue. Like for me, it was like basically I got a privacy complaint filed on the video, which YouTube, and they turned that into a harassment strike on my channel. I still have a warning on my channel to this day. But for other people, it was completely different. For you, it was you had like nudity in a video. So I guess the question is like you say pick a side, YouTube, like. How are they picking the pedophile side right now?
It's more so that they don't have protections in place for investigative content. Like if, like you said, yours was for privacy and harassment. My most recent one was for sex and nudity. My previous one was for violence in a fucking when I'm doing my Hotline Miami scenes. Like,
right.
It's always something different, but it's always consistent. I feel like, at least.
So it's always something different. But what do you mean is consistent in what way? Like consistent and everyone has to deal with it?
Consistent to the effect that dark subject matter specifically is getting like the short end of the straw just because of the subject matter.
But is it like?
But like how? But before you get there, Tom, I just want to know like, so how does your video mend that in any capacity? Because obviously it would benefit from like a dialogue being open, right?
Exactly.
I don't think.
I mean, the issue is like my issue with it is you say pick a side, YouTube, but it's like okay, if they pick your side, what are they supposed to do? Like, what protections would you say are fair? And what is that protecting? You know what I mean? Like there are entire channels. I mean, Rainbot, Nexpo, Gamer from Mars, off the top of my head. Like I said, Nick Crowley, Nexpo. I think I said Nexpo already. All these people make livings off of YouTube, making thousands of dollars a month, making videos about these subjects. And every once in a while, they have a video removed. And I don't think it's because YouTube doesn't, protect dark content. Like ads have been better than ever for me, and I think for most people on the platform, probably including Nexpo and people like that. In terms of, making videos about dark subjects. You can make a video about a pedophile, have it blow up. Nick Crowley, every other video is like YouTube's hidden predator or whatever. Those blow up. Like where is YouTube really coming out of the woodworks to silence us and stop us?
I mean, I disagree with what you're saying. I even talked to Art before I even made the video. He said, yeah, all of his videos are getting demonetized. I asked him to be in the video and he was like, this might be a bit too hyper aggressive for me, but I wish you well. But I do get the sentiment, like all my videos are getting demonetized, age restricted. Like we are slowly being conditioned to make content less and less dark. And when I say dark, just less visceral in and raw of how much we are showing. Like my videos specifically are very real and raw. Like I show the DMs. I show, like my last video about puppy stomp, I censored the puppy stomping, but I showed the audio because I thought it was imperative in order for people to give a shit, because you need to hear the screams to actually understand the horrors of it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a very stomach churning fucking video.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just they're conditioning us to make less and less of that and be more, advertiser friendly, which we can get more into later if you want.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess with that in mind, I was under the impression that there was like a big resurgence in fucking dark content.
Dude, it's weird because I heard like, in the last month or so, I've seen so many people talking about how like this is the best time on YouTube, how all their videos are turning green, how much money's being made. Then I see Mudahar post a video and he's talking about how like it's worse this year than it's ever been before. It was better in 2020. I don't know where that comes from.
Have I just not been hit by it yet? Because like I'm running a second channel right now where I like will say fag every other video. And I get monetized.
Oh my God.
So I'm fine. I guess I'm just kind of like, I guess on this issue, we can just give it to you, right? Why not? Because ultimately, I don't know what all these people are doing.
We can agree to disagree. It could be all over the place. It could be a fucking mistake. Like they always say, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. We'll put your video back up. Like, okay. I don't know what it is. I just know that I can't make what my audience wants to see.
And you think that content is important for YouTube to see, right?
My audience thinks so. And yes, I think so too.
Okay. So you think it's important to make. So what is your prerogative? Like, what is your solution for YouTube? What do you want them to do?
Well, first we have to open a dialogue, right? And I know you said like my video isn't going to open a dialogue. I know that. I want to push these other guys to open a dialogue. Like with Critical, for example, like he mentioned me in his calling Susan Wojcicki video and talked about that point specifically. And I want more of that. I want these big, reasonable people to talk to YouTube for us.
Dude, this is all right. This is so. Oh my God. Okay, I feel like you go to the nth degree in every possible situation.
Oh,
so it's
yes,
like,
absolutely.
And maybe you'll take it as a compliment. It's just like, okay, my video went down. I know why it went down. I could re-upload it, or I can make a video fucking saying YouTube has to pick a side between pedophiles and children. And then it's like, okay, well, I know that's not going to have the impact that I want. So I could reach out to contacts that I made through last year's video, or I could upload a video saying they have to pick a side between pedophiles and children. It's just like, I just hate that. I hate that so much because I know it's not going to create a dialogue. So you wheeled in all these YouTubers who had all this different stuff to say. Tom being more related to privacy complaints. I think one guy was almost talking about copyright. Some people were talking about bots versus user reviews. These are all legitimate concerns, and they're just surrounded by YouTube loves pedophiles. YouTube, I don't think you use the word complicit, but you use the word apologist. It's just, I guess that's part of my fucking taste in my mouth. And it's not that, like, you could say it's like part of the act and you could say it's like part of the gimmick, but it feels like just shitty journalism. I don't think that's cool. I know you talked to Vosh recently, and one of the critiques I've seen for Vosh that goes a long way for me is that in the past, I don't know if he still holds this position, he argued that misinformation is okay if the ends justify like the means to get there. Like if the cause is just enough and you have to fib a little bit, then it's okay. And I don't think you could do that when you're basically implying that YouTube is either run by pedophiles, infiltrated by pedophiles, protecting pedophiles. I think you could read it any one of those ways.
No, I want to disagree with you a little bit there, Nick, because before I had completely seen the video, and for context, I watched the entire thing in full today for the first time. I hadn't seen it yesterday. I was under the impression that in the video, Max said YouTube supports pedophiles, YouTube protects pedophiles. Coming away from it now, I feel like maybe it implied that, but I don't feel as strongly that he was trying to like push a Mouthy Buddha thing, and I don't see it as like a Mouthy Buddha conspiracy video. I also don't see it as like a Matt Watson video.
If you're going to say that YouTube is like a pedophile apologist, allegedly a pedophile apologist, and then say the pedophiles that YouTube loves are the kids and put like that one or the other. Like, dude, if you're saying YouTube loves pedophiles, that's basically there, dude. We could argue implication versus like action, but I mean, if you read the hashtags, that's what it says to me. The one that goes viral, the one that more people see than the actual video.
That is a thing. I will say, Max, I think the message a lot of people are taking away from your video right now is that YouTube supports pedophiles. And they're also taking away the idea that, like, and I'm not saying this is necessarily your fault, you can't control your audience, but a lot of people who are fans of you are saying, like, you know, to content creators, why haven't you spoken up about this? Why won't you pick a side? Are you a pedophile? And so it's kind of like, you know, you kind of started this hate mob that I feel like doesn't completely even know what it's doing, you know?
Okay. So I'm going to go through each point of what y'all said.
Yep.
Because there's a lot.
Sure.
Okay. So
we did talk a lot. Sorry. In the future after this, we'll talk a little less.
Okay. So Nick, you first said it won't open a dialogue, right?
I don't think it'll open a meaningful dialogue. I think it'll open a dialogue across Twitter. I don't think any YouTube employee is going to be like, all right, guys, we have to pick fucking children. We're fucked over here. Because I know last year's one didn't. So what is it? Answer Us PedoTube thing. Mm-hmm. Obviously that didn't work because you made the same video a year later.
Oh, well, okay. It did work for the time. It got me an answer, which is what I wanted. Like, I wanted that video specifically. I wanted to know why my video was taken down. Mm-hmm. And they gave me an answer. They opened a dialogue with me. I'm in their DMs. And it made these other YouTubers like Critical talk to Susan Wojcicki about it. And we can go into if she lied or not with when she said she's going to start improving everything later.
And from your own mouth, though, you did say that even aged poorly. So, I mean, the dialogue happened, but there wasn't.
Oh, yeah, I said it aged poorly because that's what she said. And so we all assumed, great, yay, YouTube's going to be better now. And that's what he was saying in the video. Like, yay. So we all thought that was a result of both, what was theirs? Answer Us YouTube, Markiplier and Charlie.
Yeah, Answer Us YouTube or something.
Yeah, and then Answer Us PedoTube. I thought that was all the result of those. And so it's like, okay, great. Things are going to get better. They didn't. So that's why there's the thing about me calling Susan Wojcicki a liar, because she said all these things. Like the thing that Markiplier presented, like self-moderating, like where we can just cut out the video in the editor and then leave it up. That was genius. And she said it was genius. Why hasn't she implemented it yet? Just asking. Okay. Your second point is, did y'all want to say anything about that? I'm sorry.
No. I guess my only response with that would be like, I don't know, YouTube bureaucracy can take a long time. Maybe they explored it as an option and it didn't seem that realistic.
I mean, dude, they literally said wait, what was that feature? Augie's been telling me the gifted members are coming to streaming platforms. I think he had to have been telling me this for 2 years. He's like, oh, there's going to be gifted subs just like on Twitch. The feature still hasn't rolled out yet. I don't know if a year is.
I mean, that's kind of unrelated, but I guess that's a good thing.
Well, I'm just saying YouTube doesn't necessarily roll out their features.
Okay. Well, so what you wanted, Max, was an opportunity. What did Markiplier suggest exactly? An opportunity to trim content when what happened?
Okay, so let's say your video gets reported, right? YouTube, instead of just removing the video outright.
Wait, reported for what? For
anything.
Okay.
In his case, it would be like nudity, so he'd have the opportunity to go and remove it.
No, if I could fucking just trim out that 2-second butt scene, I would be more than happy. Like, I would have fucking started the hashtag in the first place. My problem is them taking down videos that the majority of people appreciate, at least the majority of my audience appreciate and find healing in. Yeah.
So your issue is that people like your videos and YouTube took it down?
I wouldn't put it like that, but that's one way to put it. I think
I mean, it's like just because people like your video, like, you know, I'm not saying your videos are like this, but let's say 100,000 people like a video of a dog being beheaded. Like, should they be like, YouTube, why'd you fucking take the video of the dog being beheaded down, right? Okay. Like, what does that mean?
All right, I don't. Dude, I'm just saying, like, you seem like this seems like a total rational thing. You couldn't present the video in like this manner where you just explain what the problem is instead of drumming up a whole narrative.
We can get to that. I wanted to get to y'all's other points.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, Nick, you said it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, right?
Yes.
And that's because of like the bombastic nature of it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the point of it. It was to fuel the fire, I guess. I know the support so far has been almost unanimous, except for the few vocal minority. I don't even know if it's
Nick,
a few. Y'all
Nick
might,
and Tipster.
Y'all might, yeah. I mean, y'all might be like all over the place. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Like, I don't think any shit was going to happen unless I made it that way. And, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I could have gone a more professional approach, but that's not even me. Like, someone else should make that video. I am very hyper aggressive. I am
hyper aggressive is one thing, but I again, like, do you deny that is the spread of misinformation?
I don't think it's spreading misinformation because.
Well, what misinformation specifically was spread, Nick? What would you say?
I would just say, can you give supporting evidence as to why YouTube loves pedophiles?
Well, I don't say they love pedophiles in the video.
You say word for word.
No, I say intentionally or not, you punish those of us who create content in response to injustice, such as pedophiles.
I can read I have like a direct quote.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's the one at the end of the video.
The let die the pedophiles you love or suffer the little children.
Yeah, I believe it's a Spider-Man line.
Yeah, that's a Spider-Man line. It gets the movement going. It's like
it gets the movement going, but you're walking up to the door for I don't know how much you speak on this video, like 8 to 10 minutes in the beginning.
The issue is when you say something like that,
you literally just outright say, dude, the pedophiles that you love. So, like, yeah, you could add your allegedlys. You can talk around it as much as you want, but you literally said that YouTube loves pedophiles in their video. So, like, I get bombastic nature, but to me, it just sounds like misinformation. Like, that's just what it sounds like.
Well, I mean,
the issue with that also is, like, this has caused people in your audience to go out and be like, hey, YouTuber, why are you supporting MamaMax? Oh, you must be a pedophile. Like, when you have such a distinct message, it's very hard for some audience members to maybe parse that out. And I'm not saying you're necessarily responsible for them, but maybe, do you think you could have worded that better, or maybe like that specific line didn't need to be in there?
I don't think he could have worded it better because that's the point of the video.
Well, I felt like after watching a 30-minute video about the actual issue, putting that one line at the end for, it's like, let's go get them sort of thing. It like builds the hype, I guess.
Builds the hype?
But that's kind of the takeaway, I guess the thing is, when you make a video saying like YouTube has protected pedophiles, which really they haven't. I'm sorry, like YouTube has not protected pedophiles.
They definitely have not protected pedophiles.
YouTube's taken a few videos in large catalogs of videos from creators, and some of those have resulted in videos about pedophiles being taken down. Does YouTube protect pedophiles? Would you say that? Like, you said that in the video. I wouldn't say that. I haven't seen evidence within your video that YouTube protects pedophiles, or frankly that by proxy anything they've done protects pedophiles. I mean, the one
example in your video, you tell exactly why it was taken down. That's like, it drives my, like, I'm going like right through the wall, dude.
No, yeah. That's why I say, like, usually I'll say like indirectly protects pedophiles, and I do stand by that because the pedophiles I've previously covered, like when my videos get taken down, it's like, okay, what happens? Like, it serves no one but those pedophiles, right?
Well, maybe it could serve YouTube's advertisers. I mean, that's a big deal.
That's another topic we should talk about, because advertisers, I think, would be perfectly fine with anti-pedophile content, no matter how, because that's what the public perception is. Like, no one likes fucking pedophiles. And I'm sure advertisers would be fucking fine if with anti-pedophile content. It's just, maybe YouTube.
Well, I would hope so, but imagine
So wait, do you think a majority of the stuff you said, because I mean, you made the video, do you think a majority of the stuff you said is that YouTube indirectly protects pedophiles?
I'd say so, yeah.
Because like, these are some quotes, all right? We don't like pedophiles, something you don't seem to see eye to eye on. That's about 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yes.
We tried peacefully, but you're unwilling to budge, like the apologists you allegedly are.
Yes.
1:30. And then obviously the final one, which was, YouTube will choose let die the pedophiles they love or suffer the children, and by the end of the night, I want Twitter to be a shitstorm. Direct call to action. So like, you're saying indirectly, but you're saying that YouTube is an alleged pedophile apologist. You're saying that YouTube doesn't agree with where we stand on pedophiles. And you're saying that they love pedophiles. So it's just like, you're telling me it's indirect.
Ended the video
if it's indirect, dude, if it's indirect, I almost like, I would just roll my eyes. But like, you make a hashtag called Answer Us PedoTube with the implication that YouTube is pedophiles. You say all of this stuff in the video, and then you drop a brand new hashtag, pick a side. Like, oh, how brave. Oh, how brave. The profound stance of picking children over pedophiles. It's just that I don't know, dude. That doesn't really add up.
I think that your intentions are noble with a video. I guess my issue just comes down to, we can talk about the corpse thing in a little bit, but Like there are issues with the video in terms of the lines that like, I get that you did it for outrage and maybe it will generate that, but I'm not confident. In fact, I'm somewhat confident that you saying those things could make YouTube take less action when you're making a hit piece about them, saying that they love pedos, you know?
I mean, that's a possibility. I don't think anyone could prove that, even if that were true. And
maybe not.
And necessarily, I don't think that really affects you because you don't really seem to care if this video creates that dialogue. You just want other people to talk about it, which again, like you have a huge platform. You're not a 10 million sub YouTuber, but you're a very large YouTuber, right? You have a much larger reach than even we do. What did you need like Chris Hansen for then? Like, I mean, that guy has probably less connections than you. I'm so confused.
So YouTube never gave a shit until I started doing this, right? Like they don't respond until I do this. And that's why I do it. They've conditioned me to do it. Like I don't know any other way to put it besides that. I feel like, and about the, like, you know, the lines in the video, like why call them apologists? Why be so, I guess, mean? Or like, I know you say misinformation. I and many other people do genuinely believe they are protecting pedophiles indirectly, either directly or indirectly. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But I do think that is a case for some people because channels that my friends who hunted pedophiles get fucking taken down. And like channels terminated, and for what reasons I don't even know.
But I feel like you should know if you're the one leading the charge. If they're your friends, right? They didn't tell you.
I mean, we don't go that much into it. Like it's a bunch of people. Anxiety. I mean, like you're mentioning, like all the people in the comments sections. Plagued Moth.
Who was the one who was mad that he was getting demonetized over war crime videos?
Jake Hanrahan. I'm so sorry if I butchered that.
There were some of those that were weirder than the others, but like, why would he think that war crimes are advertiser friendly? I mean, they shouldn't get taken down, but like documenting war crimes, really? You think you're going to get a green for that?
No, I don't know anything about that. I just know he wanted to shit on YouTube.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that's the question. That's my issue, right? Like, you know, we wanted to shit on YouTube. You sent me a message,
yes.
Basically being like, you want to shit on YouTube? And it's like, I mean, I want to shit on YouTube. You know, I'm not really mad at you about it. Like, I probably should have inquired more, and I'm not even really mad that my part was in this video because I don't know, it's whatever. But you know, it wasn't just shitting on YouTube. You know, it was saying that YouTube inadvertently protects pedophiles and trying to like start a movement on YouTube. I guess. I guess the thing is, like, why even include all of us in the video if we don't have the same issues and they don't even relate? Like mine had nothing to do with pedophiles, you know?
Right. I feel like, okay, well, some of the issues were the same. Some were different.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was all a consensus that something needs to be done. Like, we're fucking sick of this shit. And
dude, a lot of people are sick of this shit on YouTube.
Exactly.
A lot of people for a lot of reasons, dude. Are you familiar, like, with the fact that, like, I think I said this before, but like ISIS videos were being taken down like 5 years ago because there was a whole trend of people coming on being like, they were doing their ISIS recruitment videos on YouTube. It was cringe or whatever. And then the people,
cringe.
Yeah, it was very cringe. But they would do like, people would be critiquing them and like dunking on them and like debunking propaganda and stuff like that. But the YouTube algorithm, unfortunately, can't decipher between the ISIS propaganda and the person critiquing it. They don't know whose video is whose, or they don't know which video is which. So people who are dunking on ISIS for getting taken down, I know it's the same thing with like COVID misinformation right now. People will be like shitting on somebody who has like a crazy take, and their video go down, the other guy stays up. It's awful. And I know a lot of the people, again, like Tom Sanger, had different issues on that video than you did. I mean, not only do I think like tying them to this hashtag kind of dulls their cause a bit. It's going to make, in the short term, dude, tons of people are going to be talking about it. But like in the long term, do these YouTubers know what they signed up for?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, kind of. Because like in Tom's case, I don't know what Tom was told. I'd actually prefer to ask him in front of you.
Yeah, so I can actually say this now.
Yeah.
Go for it.
If you don't mind, Max. I was not told that this video had anything to do with. I could have predicted it because I know who you are, I guess, a little bit. But you know, I was told a lot of smaller, dark content creators and investigative journalists are getting fucked by YouTube for, in quotes, harassment. And a lot of us are making a statement basically shitting on YouTube. Art told me you'd be down for that, being a gamer from Mars. All you have to do is give a 10 to 30 second take on how you feel about YouTube, how it doesn't give a shit about any of us, why investigative content is important, and something needs to be done. If there's something you're up for, And I did it, but I feel like now, like maybe,
dude, you sounded like in that segment you were calling Dirt Bubbles a pedophile because of the context in the video.
But the thing is, I wasn't, and he's
dude,
not.
You picked
he's
a
not
weirdo to talk about in the video, and then everything else is about pedophiles. It sounded like,
well, that's my issue with it. I had a few people on Twitter being like, "Is this guy a pedo or something?" It's like, no, he's not. He's just a freak, and he has something wrong with him. So I guess the issue is like everything's being kind of lumped in there, and that's not.
That might have been my.
fault,
I assumed everyone knew what I was doing because I did this last time. I did Answers Pedo Tube. Everyone knows I'm the pedo hunter guy. I assumed everyone knew what the message was. And
like I said, I'm not mad at you. Maybe I should have run into it more. Admittedly, I didn't think about it that much, and I probably should have. But I guess my issue with it in retrospect is like, I feel like all of us were kind of thrown in there when we all have like vastly different. Like one guy talked about like copyright, like that's not even on the table.
If you feel like a lot of people knew, then why would you put a disclaimer in that like?
That was so if they were friends with Corpse wouldn't get mad at them, or you know.
So that's the next thing we should talk.
Let's
about,
go for it. I am down.
So I got some people asking me questions about that. In particular, this one from Bo Blacks. He tweeted this recently. He said, please have Max elaborate on him calling out Corpse to say something. It seemed really out of pocket in the video. And I admit, when I watched that, like, you know, I saw you like being like, John Scarce. And I was like, all right, I guess this makes sense. And then you were like, Corpse. We used to be friends and you were an asshole to me. And it's like, okay, Corpse was an asshole to you. And it's like, I guess I was talking to Tro about it. And the conclusion we kind of came to is you were just, I guess, you know, breaking every egg you had to kind of get this movement started. Is that what you did? You thought maybe you could just pressure him?
Oh, yeah. I felt like I hand selected those people very particularly. Some of it was emotional. Some of it was, I do literally think this person will enhance the message or reach out to YouTube on behalf of us. Like that's why I had Chris Hansen, because, you know, he's a professional in the business. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was all handpicked.
But like, I guess my question is like, what do you think maybe that compromises your message at all to not only have like the very like Batman presentation around it, which I had a lot of people.
It sounded like you
about.
Blackmailed Corpse husband.
I mean, yeah. Like, was that like, I don't know, was that necessary? Do you think that was right? I guess.
Was it necessary? No, it wasn't fucking necessary. I didn't need to do any of that. Did it help? You fucking bet it did. It made people fucking angry. And I mean, that was the point of the video. I just want.
But angry at Corpse husband?
No. Angry. We're sick of this shit. Angry that we are dealing with YouTube, you know,
how did
putting
the
it in our
Corpse
ass.
Husband thing make it about YouTube? Because you're saying that like you've wronged me on a personal level. I saw a lot of tweets going like, this looks fucking bad. It looked like it was directed directly at Corpse.
Mm-hmm. Because he can help us. And
yeah, I understand that, but like your personal grievance aside, I understand he asked you to take down a video at a very inopportune time, and then like kind of ghosted you. But
it's a bit more than that. He and I have a long history, but that was what I was willing to share.
I
guess it's like, how is that relevant? Like,
oh, I did him a favor. It's like exactly what I said. I did him a favor. He can do me a favor.
Dude, I guess when I pictured how this conversation was going to go, I thought you were going to say like, I'm here because I want to do X, Y, and Z. And then you're going to give kind of a bit more. It's just like what I get from this whole, if I kind of give a big summary, is that like you knew this thing wasn't going to create the dialogue. It was just out there to just cause a bunch of shit.
The domino effect. Yeah.
Yeah. You used it to try to reach bigger YouTubers. The pedophile stuff was a means to an end, that you're going to include it because it'll get people angry. And and your presentation and listing off all the YouTubers, regardless of whether it seemed like it belongs there, is just to drum up more attention. Is any of this at all just kind of what I saw in those messages? I don't mean to insult you, but is any of this like, this is a way to make my channel go to the next level?
No, I think my channel get taken down for making a video like this.
Twice? If it didn't get taken down the first time, you think it'll go down now?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, I predicted that. Like everyone's saying, be careful. I'm like, don't let your channel get terminated. I'm like, I don't even give a shit
that really
anymore.
is the grand test of time, because if there is like a conspiracy, as someone I was talking to previously kind of put it, or if they are trying to like hurt dark content creators in some capacity, I mean, your video is the one to go, right? Maybe we reflect on this a year from now and this video fucked you.
I mean, we'll see. Like, I want to see some progress, specifically with YouTube and us, their creators.
If a third video goes down, are you going to make a third one of these?
Oh my God. I feel like by that time, I'm already sick of it. I didn't even want to do this one. I hate doing this.
Yeah, I must be sick of making videos about pedos.
Because I'll tell you one thing. If you make a third one and none of these ones went down, it's going to be a hard sell, dude. I'm just saying, third time's not the charm.
First of all, to you, Tom, I do not get sick of covering pedophiles. That's what I have fun doing. I would rather be in my hole hunting pedophiles. That's what brings me life. I hate when I have to do this shit and start stupid ass drama just to make people give a shit, because when you, especially when you're so fucking pissed off, like you have to hear the screams of children being raped to death, and you have to witness puppies being skinned alive, trying to hobble away. Like, this shit becomes so goddamn easy. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
But dude, do you know who has the same fucking experience as you?
Yeah.
All those people who sit there and watch your videos and accidentally fucked yours. Like, all those people who sit there who work for YouTube, who have to review like 400 videos per day, have to watch videos of puppies getting fucking ripped in half and like child pornography and like ISIS beheadings and people being decapitated. And the reason why we have so much bot usage isn't just because YouTube's a cheap company who barely cuts even every year. It's like, somebody got like PTSD from this and is currently like suing YouTube. But that's part of the issue here. They can't just fix this overnight by hiring a bunch of employees. I think the best thing I've heard so far is I forgot who was the one who actually brought this up, but I know you mentioned it on here. Is the feature where they give you an opportunity to like manually fix your video. I disagree with your actual execution of it. I told this to Night Docs too. I think that the video should be able to be removed for a time, because let's just be honest here, if you get hacked and you have a crypto scam running on your channel, YouTube has to be able to take that down as fast as possible. But I don't think they should put a strike on your channel, and I think you should be able to quickly fix it. You know what I mean? Like, you get like it's not visible for a few minutes, you get to fix the video, they put it back up. That'd be a great feature.
Oh, you mean like before it goes public?
No. So I'm saying, like, if they see like, oh, there's nudity here, they ping you, you can go remove it, and then once you do that, it's visible again. No strikes, video never actually goes down, it just becomes invisible for a minute. That would probably be better.
No, yeah, because, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if you get like fucking like hacked and they start like broadcasting porn from your channel, they can't be like, all right, man, just censor this real quick, and then not have the ability to take your video down, But I mean, I think we would agree on that, like in that niche scenario.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't have the answers. I think someone much smarter than me will have the answer, but I want something to be done.
But it always feels like that. It always feels like people who
start these movements. Are you comfortable saying you don't know what you want to be done?
You don't know the logical next step, but you're okay with making like the call to action. Like, there's no end game here.
I want to open the dialogue. That's what I want. I want them to communicate with their creators, which is...
But you don't want to open a dialogue with them. You want to open a dialogue with YouTubers to open a dialogue with them. Do you see how this is counterproductive?
I would like to open a dialogue with them. I don't think
you can't call them pedophiles.
Huh?
Then don't call them pedophiles.
No, yeah, I don't. Even then,
I guess my thing with it is it feels like a non sequitur. Most of the people in your video didn't talk about pedophiles, didn't have anything to say about pedophiles. A few of them had issues with it, but like none of the videos were taken down because they talked about pedophiles.
It's just
one tweet I have.
It's just an over-dramatized video with a good message that has a bunch of people who, some of which didn't know what they were in for.
I have this tweet from this person named Nani, which is, I think, a takeaway some people have had from the video. And she says, remember when YouTube struck 2 of my videos on Cristalli, the guy who got arrested for being a pedophile, because I said pedophiles probably shouldn't have a platform. # pick a side, YouTube. Retweets appreciated. I highly doubt YouTube emailed this person and was like, you said pedophiles shouldn't have a platform. We're going to have to disagree there a bit. We think pedophiles should have YouTube channels and your videos going. I feel like that's not what happened.
We can doubt all we want, but crazier shit has happened in my opinion.
No. There's never been an instance in history where YouTube has taken a video down.
How do you know that?
I said that's impossible.
I disagree.
That is far beyond everything.
I guess the question is, do you have any? Okay, here's the thing: if we don't know if it happened, you're making an accusation. Can you prove in any way that YouTube took down videos because they're about pedophiles?
I think there's more than enough people in the comments sections and on Twitter. There's enough of a unanimous, like, yes, this has also happened to me, that it's enough for me to be like, I think it's reasonable to believe that YouTube would take down, maybe unintentionally, like it could have been.
I mean, I guess the thing is, like,
holy shit, that's so scary. Dude, that's so scary.
You never remember
from somebody in your profession? No offense.
Hold up. Hold on. Wait, can I just say something, please? Because I asked the question. Can you like? Do you think just because a lot of people like believe in something or have a feeling that it's true? I feel like that's the bad standard to set, like for life in general.
Did you hunt pedophiles? You can't think that. Holy shit, dude. Oh fuck! I'm just saying, like.
Well, I guess like
a lot of people said this, so it must be true. You that's not a. I mean, I wouldn't expect you of all people.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's worth looking into, not that it's true, and that we shouldn't be. It's impossible. Like,
okay,
that's close-minded. I think
I can live with that.
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
I can live with that. But
so you think we should explore the possibility that YouTube is run by pedophiles or supports pedophiles?
Absolutely.
Some videos about pedophiles.
Yes, I do.
I feel like you need a bit more than like, here are some videos that were taken down, especially when, like, again, I don't know if you want to concede on this point. It's pretty arguable that your video was taken down justifiably. We could disagree on how YouTube treats other channels, which I'm sorry, we could agree on that.
Favoritism.
Other channels,
yeah.
There's absolutely favoritism. But like, I think that your video did contain sexual content, right? Like, there's no conspiracy there. That video did go down for a justifiable reason, and I believe if it were to be put back up and with a censored version, I don't believe you would have had that problem, right?
It was not meant to be sexually gratifying, like they presented it.
No, but it's sexually gratifying to whom? The girl kissing the naked black man, right? Or to you? You know what I mean?
But I mean, they could say that for like music videos that have Rihanna's tits out, like.
Yeah, and again, like, I'm not disagreeing with you that there are different things being handled. And again, I think if there's problems in the pedophile hunting community, your problem, I would assume, lies on the fact that, like, degenerates reporting your videos more so than other people's videos. If anything, that would put more eyes on it.
No, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that at all.
I mean, if that's your argument, that, like, what I do attracts more attention, so I deal with an unreasonable amount of reports, I could believe that.
Okay.
But again, like, I don't know. There's not really much to work with here. It's like, I mean, so fuck, dude.
It's okay, man.
I'm just so confused.
Why?
It's like, I don't know. There's just so many times where I see people start dialogues like this and they don't have like any direction on where to actually take it. You're just like screaming into a void.
That's always how it feels when dealing with YouTube, I feel like.
I mean, sure.
But I mean, the direction I want to go is more protections for investigative content and just content in general by actual YouTubers. Like, we are treated the exact same way as someone with 0 subscribers who's uploading porn. You know, we don't have any protection. Like, after we passed 100K, there's no protections. Like, we're good enough to send a silver plaque, but we can't have like a partner manager to be able to talk to find out like timestamps of anything that's like bad. Like, we go to Twitter for that. Like, why? It's just so ridiculous. There needs to be change.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you that there's like a lot of problems with YouTube, that Twitter is an easier avenue than their own support and all these other things. But like, again, none of that's my problem with your video. My problem with your video isn't your message. My problem with your video isn't the message of the 30 people that are in it. My problem with your video is that it's a dialogue that doesn't create a dialogue. It's in some ways defamatory for the sake of entertainment.
Well,
in a video that's supposed to be serious.
Let's talk about how it doesn't create dialogue. I mean, my intent wasn't to create dialogue directly to YouTube, but it did. Like, they responded being like, hey, we're going to re-review this. And then I got emailed by like one of their higher ups being like, hey, I'm going to work with you on this. So
this is on PedoTube, the prior one?
No, this is on this one.
The new one, yeah.
Oh, okay. You got emailed by YouTube. What did they say?
I mean, that's the same thing you'd get if you bitched enough in like a regular tweet, right? Like, exactly. I don't know if the video necessarily. I mean, yeah, it's just, dude, I don't know. It's really, yeah.
It's a mess, man.
I guess my thing is like, it is a mess, but I feel like the mess is not just YouTube, but I feel like your video, I don't know if it will cause damage to the issue, but I feel like it kind of exacerbates this mess because...
Well, let's go into that. Okay, I saw people saying this is going to be way more harmful than it does good. I would like to know how.
So I wouldn't say that. I think the reason why they say that is because it reminds them of like...
Apocalypse.
And you remember that?
I actually have a point about this I want to make.
Oh, cool.
Please.
Sure. Yeah.
So I see these tweets comparing me to Matt Watson, but The only thing comparable is that we talked about pedos on YouTube and started a hashtag for it. Everything else, like our messages are literally the inverse of each other. He was blaming YouTube and advertisers for monetizing pedophile content, whereas my video is trying to get protections in place for anti-pedophile content and any other journalistic kind of content with dark subject matter. Like anyone who's comparing me to Matt Watson didn't watch the fucking video, I feel like.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think the comparisons to Matt are as warranted, especially, maybe from what I heard before they were, but after I watched the video.
And advertisers did not pull out when I did this the first time. Advertisers are not going to pull out this time, because what fucking advertiser is going to pull out because a dude in a Hotline Miami mask and talking in a Batman voice and filming the scene like I'm holding YouTube hostage? Like what advertiser is going to pull out because of that? Like, I know these people like to say,
your hashtag trended. It was pick a side, YouTuber pedophiles. You don't think that could potentially be like, advertisers don't watch a YouTube video and pull out. Advertisers get an email from insider.com saying that you're supporting this like person.
I mean, even now, I don't think that's going to happen. Who the fuck is
it might not happen. It might happen, but it's just like, the comparison I see between you and Matt Watson is a non-issue versus in what I would argue in your specific instance was a non-issue. A video that you knew why it was taken down was the catalyst for this video. Matt Watson made an entire drama about pedophiles commenting on YouTube videos, and then all they did to rectify that situation was destroy family vlog channels.
That's part of Matt Watson's messaging. Like, he made it about the advertisers monetizing that kind of content. I am not. I am making it about, hey, we're fucking sick of this. Let's do something.
That's not what I get from you. I get that from everybody else. From you, I get like this website is like fucking harboring child predators. So like that's our disconnect, and that's going to continue to be our disconnect because like the presentation of the video and like the way that you conduct yourself in it doesn't tell me like, hey, I have like an issue that I'd like to talk about. And then in this actual conversation, it seems like that's true.
I'd say half true. I mean, I would have loved just to tell YouTube, hey, look, this is what's wrong. This is what needs to be done. That shit never fucking works. Everyone did that with the dislikes.
But do you have proof that this method works?
Do I have proof that historically speaking, from the last time it happened, it warranted a phone call with Charlie for him to bring it up?
Yeah, but okay, so historically, in terms of people bitching, it didn't work with the dislike, sure, but it worked with the check marks. This was like a year earlier. They were going to take everybody's check mark away and rebuild the whole system to be more like Twitter. Everyone bitched, they gave the check marks back, right?
No, I have no idea about this.
So they did that just last year. That's an example of like an outcry of people doing it like some the right way, some the wrong way, but a lot of people just can't put out a tweet and then YouTube's like, yeah, we fucked this thing up. It's just like you're saying, well, the other way doesn't work, so I have to try this way. But I feel like this way doesn't work and like the other way doesn't work, and you've just chosen one that's like definitely not going to work. I get your fucking disappointment. I think screaming into a void is every time we talk to YouTube. I just don't know how your version is better.
It might not be better. I mean, we'll have to wait and see to find out. I'm hoping it is. I think most people who watch the video agree. Like, we want this to be done. We want some kind of we've been through it before, you know.
Yeah, right. You want a dialogue with YouTube, don't be able to talk to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Work something out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
I guess that makes sense.
It does feel like a gamble every time like we outcry. I just feel like making it more aggressive is what forces their hand.
Do you ever get worried that like by continuing to do this, one day they're just going to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. We're not hosting pedophile investigations on this platform anymore.
I highly doubt they would ever. That would kill them, I feel like.
How? Do you think you guys make up a huge demographic of their their audience?
I think if they stopped hosting anti-pedophile content, I think that would just the public perception of that would be.
Yeah, they wouldn't be like, okay, no more, not like specifically. They'd be like, okay, so the new harassment guidelines do A, B, C, and D. That'll basically alienate people from critiquing each other on YouTube. Politics, you can't talk about people negatively off platform. And then like strictly, I mean, like you're laughing, but Twitch.tv is like really fucking shitty.
Oh God, yeah.
Twitch has terrible TOS. If you operated under Twitch's TOS, I honestly think your job would be harder. So it's like it could always get like much worse, much faster if they get tired of us.
Well, I feel like they are slowly trying to kick channels like mine off the website anyway, so might as well make a big fuss about it.
Really?
I do, yes. Because they, like I said, they terminated my friends' channels. They keep removing my videos like more and more each passing year. Like,
so who are your friends that got deleted? I actually, I don't know a ton about that.
Anxiety War, Surviving Life. There's
Anxiety War. I know him. His channel was deleted. Well, hold up.
He was in the video.
I must have spaced out in that video. That part of the video. Wait, no, his channel's on YouTube right now. Wait,
Plagued Moth was talking about it. Even Muda was talking about like how he can't make anti-pedophile content anymore because YouTube won't.
So hold on. His channel wasn't deleted. He just got a couple strikes.
No, his channel was terminated.
So then, how is he
Anxiety
still
War?
active?
They brought it back and said it was a mistake.
Dude.
Well, then
wait, hold on. That doesn't. But then maybe it was just a mistake.
Well, okay, there's that, but then all of his videos keep getting removed, so he stops uploading on YouTube. That's why he made the video I show in my video where it says moving on. That's him basically being like, fuck YouTube, I'm just going to do Patreon. If you want to support me on Patreon, go ahead. Because they keep removing his videos. Like, and they are tame. Like, they are so fucking tame. It's him reading chat logs and then him confronting the person, like the EDP situation. Like, so annoying.
I mean, I know Brittany Ventney had a problem where every single time she streamed, she got a strike for no reason. She had to contact YouTube. I don't know enough about Anxiety War to know this, but she would fire up a stream. One of them was like her reading the Bible, and it went down for like a harassment or something. And then eventually someone from YouTube was like, oh, we literally fucked your channel. Again, like, I don't know Anxiety War situation. Maybe I'm just like completely blowing smoke here. But like there genuinely could be something wrong with the actual channel. I've seen... who's the most recent YouTuber to get like fucking popped out of nowhere, Tom? Was it not Poncho? Somebody's channel went like lights out for a whole day, and then they just brought it back, and they're like, we have no idea what happened, or something like that. There are switches that get pulled where shit happens, but it's like, I don't know. You can go. Oh,
okay, thank you. But when they're in with your appeals and you get email back saying, sorry, we don't agree with you. It gets to the point like, really? Is it really like a coding error, or is this intentional? But I don't doubt that could also be a problem.
Specifics, yeah. Like I can't, like, I need to know what like the strike is for. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Right? Some clarity would be nice.
So just in general, I can't like comment on it because I don't know the actual details of the situation. But yeah, you kind of say like that a lot of your friends who make dark content, like smaller YouTubers and stuff like that. I saw the one message that Tipster put out. That's just those guys, the ones that are in the video. There's nobody else. Because I feel like if there's like a lot of people getting fucked over and people's channels getting deleted, I mean, your call to action probably would be the best place to promote them and get the, boots off of, just stop letting YouTube shit all over them.
No, yeah, that's why I think the video has so much support, especially when you look at the comments. You can see all the other channels that I didn't even know about who are doing the same shit and getting fucked over.
I guess the thing is, I feel like I totally have a lot of the same issues that those guys have with YouTube. I mean, I was in the fucking video. But at the same time, I think that a lot of people, when they're angry, will direct a rage towards something kind of nebulous. And it kind of feels like that's what this is. And I mean, I guess we'll see what happens.
We can agree to disagree. Like,
yeah, I feel like your cause is just such an easy one to bandwagon on. I don't mean to be a dick about it. It's like, dude, man, you have the least hot take in the world. Pedophiles suck, bro. Dude, pedophiles suck. It's fuck yeah, dude, pedophiles suck. You know what else sucks? YouTube sucks. I had a video removed. I don't even know why it was removed. But fuck yeah, dude. Let's get on this boat and shit on these fucking people. And I think that there's a lot of this is the perfect time to release one of these because the amount of people who still are like fucking mauling over dislikes, dude. I check the YouTube Reddit every now and again because I think it's funny to read people because they're really dumb over there. But no, like every day there's like a new post being like YouTube has still not added the dislike button back or something like. And that's what is it, a month now? It's a very popular time to shit on YouTube. Again, like I don't know. I see a lot of people who are just happy to be a part of something. Especially something as bipartisan as fuck pedos, right? Everyone here's team fuck pedo, right? Tom, you good?
No, actually, we might have to talk about that on the podcast. I think.
No, we don't have to talk about it. You're team fuck pedophiles. We love children. Oh wait, no, not like that. Fuck, damn it, no, not like that. We're team children. Right. Anyway. Team children. Cut that, comrade. Jesus.
All right.
Can we talk about something, by the way? I wanted to talk about the stance that Tipster had that people didn't know what they were in for.
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about that.
The majority of people I asked this in the group chats. I was like, hey, did y'all actually think I was being vague? And everyone was being like, fuck no, man. Like, we knew what this was for. And like, you can see even Braxton, Just Up, and Technicals like quote tweeted Tipster being like, we knew exactly what we were getting into. It was one or two people who said they were uncomfortable with how it turned out that then reached out to Tipster, who then made it Max lied to these people. And yes, there is the disclaimer, but like I said, that disclaimer is so people like Corpse Husband don't get mad at mutuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate Tip, but he does exaggerate things a bit, and sometimes he thinks he gets a real scoop and he'll really run with it. So I will say on that note, I don't know if I feel misled. I'm not completely happy with the video, but at the same time, like, I'm not mad. Like, I don't know. I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. I could have thought about it harder if I really had an issue with it.
I mean, I assume nobody could have possibly known that was specifically for like Corpse Husband and this other guys, because again, it's coming right before the scene, and it's like it kind of answers that perfectly, right? Like, you understand why people could come to the conclusion that like these people weren't prepared. Maybe not to the extent Tipster said it, but like if you're objective, you didn't see this thing, you're not the guy who made the video, you take a look at it. I think it's reasonable to come to that conclusion. At least that like maybe people weren't entirely sure.
I'd say some people were like it mostly seemed like people were, even not knowing that I was going to talk about fucking Shane Dawson and Corpse Husband, they were still like, I was happy to be a part of it. Like, I knew it was what I was in for, which is, I guess, basically saying they didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but they could have always asked. Like, Nick and Ryan asked to see the script. I showed them and they accepted it, and they were still in the video. And I assumed if anyone wanted the script, they would have asked for it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, dude, you bring up Shane Dawson. Probably. So basically, Shane Dawson's whole inclusion in the video was because it would get more people talking.
There's a bit of it felt like he's trying to come back, but people don't really forgive him. And I'm trying to use him to, this will make you look good. So, like I said, everyone is handpicked specifically to spread the message in a way that I could never do alone.
How do you?
I mean, you come right out and say it. You intended to just use him. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Again, like, I don't know if you're selling yourself short or you're intentionally doing that. It's like in a way that I could never do. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you haven't tried. Like, you've made both of these videos incredibly antagonistic. I assume the first one's similar to the second, where like your goal is to get other people to do this for you. They have to be the ones to like jump in and have this dialogue. They're the one to, I guess, even come up with, in some cases, the actual arguments to make. So it seems like you're giving people the nudge to go out and figure out how to fix a problem for you that in some cases doesn't even actually affect your video.
I'm confused by everything you said. I'm sorry.
I am a little too. I don't completely understand the point.
So how do I word this better? I don't know. I'm lost on my own shit now. God.
I guess I have a question about that. Like, I guess if you want to use them, is it right to frame this as a redemption for them when in reality, like, even if if someone does a good thing and donates to charity, does that take away all the bad shit they did?
I don't even fucking think he meant that. I think that was just.
I don't think he meant that either.
I think that was to drum up more shit, right?
Wait, what? Sorry, repeat that.
Okay. Let me explain. Okay, so in the video, you kind of framed it for like Chris Hansen, Shane Dawson. Mm-hmm. You were like, Chris Hansen, you screwed the pooch. You goofed and gaffed. But if you do this good thing, then we will forgive you. Like, do you genuinely feel that way, or did you just kind of say that
we will forgive him?
Video. I mean, would you forgive them for anything terrible they did? Like,
if they fucking depends on how good he is. Like, right so far, he's only followed me. That doesn't get my forgiveness. With Shane Dawson specifically, I don't think there's anything I think he's irredeemable. But I'm gonna fucking say it anyway because I want to use him.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
so that was my question. That was my question. You kind of answered it.
This is the way Shane Dawson is, because then people would be like, "The fuck." This guy's defending Shane Dawson? Yeah, that's God. Yeah, I mean, that's at least you're honest. least you're honest.
Yeah, thank you.
Interesting. All right. Well, I want to go through a few questions from Twitter just so we can get that out of the way.
Please, yes.
A few of them maybe repeats. And after those, I guess we can wrap things up probably.
Let's do it.
So we've got this one question. Okay, we kind of answered this one.
Wait, can I just say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for having me here. It has been a huge pleasure just having a civilized conversation.
Yeah, no problem, man.
No problem. I have no idea how it went with Tipster, but
It didn't.
I hope it's all right.
It didn't go at all.
It didn't happen.
I feel
happen
really
at all.
bad. I really didn't mean to upset
Don't feel
him.
bad. Don't feel bad. It happens once a week. It is Tuesday.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I had a few questions about the presentation of your video.
Yes.
We kind of talked about this, but I'll read two of them that kind of sum it up. One of them says, why does he do a fucking Batman voice? I mean, it's funny in videos talking about creepypasta games. When talking about serious shit like pedos, it just kind of sounds like he's making it into a joke. We have one other one that says, does it not feel insensitive to use these actual stories as a vehicle for role-playing as a Hotline Miami character? I guess, how would you respond to that?
I mean, if y'all want me to copy and paste the comments from my videos from CSA survivors themselves, explaining why they like the way I do my videos, I will be happy to do that. I do it because it's what my audience wants me to do. It is what they have not pushed me to do, not instructed me to do. It's like I say in the video, like as they have instructed me to do, but it's more of I've been conditioned by them to do it this way because this is what they like. This is what maybe not every CSA survivor wants, but it's what my audience, who are the majority of them are CSA victims. Like they have been groomed, molested, and raped when they were children. And this is cathartic for them. And that's why I do it this way. Like, I'm so sick of people calling it cringe when they haven't even gone through shit. Because this is what they like. And that's why I do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Like, why else would I do it?
All right. Well, I think it's a pretty good answer. We have a question from someone named Jabroni TV. I believe he's a YouTuber. He says, ask him if he's considered the possibility that YouTube doesn't want an endless slew of videos on its site accusing people of being pedos, and maybe them demonetizing those videos actually isn't in bad faith. YouTube is for entertainment, not an FBI chat room. How would you feel about that?
I mean, these videos are entertaining. They can't even deny that. Like, people like investigative content. And what is their defense just to make YouTube all about like unboxing videos? Like, is that what we want YouTube to become? I mean, if that's what YouTube wants, then that is literally why I made the video, so we can show them that's not what we want.
So just out of curiosity, because again, I've heard nothing but positive things about you, your work ethic, the kinds of actual, again, like everybody I know has said 1,000 times that you really care about what you do and stuff like that, which is why specifically before when I kind of took a shot, I wanted to say like, I don't mean this personally, but, and it's like, so what do you think of a character like Chet Goldstein, the person who did the EDP 445 situation?
Chet Goldstein.
He's the person who did
Are you not familiar with him?
Is he the dude that exploded EDP and he turned out to be like a racist?
He's the fat bald guy. Yeah.
Was that what it was? He was a racist?
No, it's a little worse than that.
Okay.
He didn't have the police involved until the call in the video that you saw. So the guy's just like, what do you mean you're not coming, as they're chasing EDP down the road?
Jesus Christ.
I think previously he's offered pedophiles the opportunity to fight him one-on-one in a boxing match. And if they win,
what the
they get to go free. Like, this is an example of a banned pedophile hunter channel. Do you think this person's channel should come back?
No.
Okay, I like that answer based off of the information.
So you say there's like there's a responsible way to handle videos like this?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to make it out like I'm the perfect guy. My videos do make people angry, and those angry people do end up doing things. But I do make sure I do my due diligence. I report it to the police, the FBI. We do everything. I mean, if y'all want proof that I can do what I do, I can like give you your full docs.
No, I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you for sure. Yeah.
Don't worry, I've been doxed enough times. I believe you.
Okay. But yeah, I do feel like I have some kind of credibility. I mean, there's a reason why my audience likes me specifically.
That's what I've been told. Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Tons of people have stepped up to say that.
Well,
so
I'm grateful.
All right.
Thank you for telling me that.
No problem.
Well, we have this person. You may know who Vito Gesualdi is, maybe not, but he left a comment. He said, when did he realize that people are so stupid that they can be easily tricked into thinking wealthy YouTubers losing some ad revenue are victims of a massive pedophile conspiracy. So I guess he's saying that you're mad that you lost money and you're kind of misdirecting that as like some kind of pedo conspiracy. I've seen a few people say things like this. I guess, I don't know. How do you feel about that kind of comment?
That I'm doing this for money.
That you're doing it for money or clout? We have other comments like that saying like it feels like you're doing it.
If that's the shit I wanted, I wouldn't be covering pedophiles on YouTube.
Well, no, not the pedophiles on YouTube part. I think it's these 2 videos.
Oh, starting the hashtag? I mean, I would fucking do this every single day if this is what I wanted. I hate doing this.
I had negative thoughts like that. I'm sure you've seen them because I think you took issue with Tommy and me after the first video. When I saw it the second time, I'm like, okay, so I'm right now. That was my initial thought. It's like, all right, well, I had a feeling on this guy.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, he just did this. He made the same video for a second year in a row. So like, were my inklings correct or no is the kind of the angle I was coming into this with. That's why I was like, what the fuck is this when I first saw it?
Gotcha. No, I hate doing this. I don't want to fucking start shit with other YouTubers. I hate fucking drama. Like, there's a reason why.
You say that, but in the video, you're like, I don't care if I have to start drama with every motherfucker here.
Because I felt it was important for the video and for the message to spread. Mm-hmm. And yes, it wasn't necessary, but that is what I believed was for the best. Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, I wouldn't. There's a reason why I inactive my Twitter once I'm done with this shit. There's a reason why I spend 9 months working on a video that doesn't do any of this shit. You really think I'm fucking trying to clout chase and make money? Just
take yourself out of the situation.
I was kind of wondering, like,
no, I can see it.
I looked at your channel as far as the views. I mean, you get a lot of views in each video, but in terms of the actual videos you have on your channel, I mean, you don't have a lot of public views in your channel. So I assume you're making your money from Patreon.
Correct.
Exclusively.
Correct. Like, okay. I didn't have to make this video. Like, my Patreon keeps me alive. Literally, the fucking video I uploaded got age restricted, so it was ineligible for monetization anyway, just like all my videos. This one, I didn't even monetize it. Like, and if y'all want screenshots, I can send it to you. I can send you like the amount of money YouTube sends me on a monthly basis. It is like barely over 100 each month.
Oh, don't worry. Your upload schedule is slightly better than mine. So I think I know what you're seeing.
Yeah. So I can see why people would think that from like looking at this hashtag and looking at
I saw a video where you're like, I know why this is down. However, YouTube pedophiles love them, dude. Also, Moist Critical, get your ass in here. Keemstar, Chris Hansen, Shane Dawson. Come on, boys. Let's get in here. We're going to do some shit. Let's go. All right. I'm out. YouTube, hashtag, pick a side. Pedos are children. Peace out, dudes. Like, that's, I mean, again, if you were, it would work.
I guess so.
Have these 2 videos not been probably 2 of the biggest growth? I mean, I don't know if you're a numbers guy, but have these not led to some of the most growth you've seen on your channel?
They give me a significant amount of growth. I mean, they give me the same amount of growth as any other video because, I mean,
really?
I guess the thing is, if you were posting consistently like throughout the year, like normal videos, you'd probably have accumulated kind of the same as like one of these videos. So it's not like you're struggling, You don't post a video in 9 months, you get 30,000 subs on one video after 9 months. That's good, but it's like, it's been 9 months,
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And yeah, pretty much nailed it on the head.
Okay, cool. I guess I've been scrolling through the replies, and I think there's only one that I kind of want to ask about out of pure curiosity that's completely unrelated to all the other questions. Well, not completely unrelated, kind of unrelated to all the other questions. They say, if you were put in a position of authority but had to operate within the boundaries of the law, we can take out boundaries of the law. If you were put in a position of authority, what would you do to pedophiles?
Kill them
in the
all.
Justice system?
I am not even afraid to say that.
All right, that was pretty base. That was.
Do you mean offending pedophiles or all pedophiles?
All, because
that was a pretty base tag too. Okay.
So let me tell you why. I used to be in the mindset, okay, if they're not, there is a difference between a pedophile and a child molester. Like, just because they are one doesn't necessarily mean they're going to touch one ever. But after doing what I do, it is obvious to me that you can't fucking, sex is so fucking powerful. Like, when you're horny, it makes you do crazy shit. And it's the same for pedophiles. Like, if the opportunity is given, they will rape a child. I have no doubt in my mind. And even if not, they're going to start movements like we have rights too. We're part of the LGBTQ, whatever, like, it sickens me. So yes, death to them all. Do not give a shit.
Okay, all right.
I have one more question to kind of leave off because I do think if there's any question other than this topic that people would want to hear about from you, are you at all familiar with Mr. Girl?
Yes, I am.
Is that like a topic that interests you? Or have you been like,
it is.
You sound like you know who he is.
I do know who he is.
Do you know a lot about him?
I know the main points. I could know a lot about him if y'all are trying to collab.
Not exactly, but I guess the question that's been floating around a lot lately is, I'm sure you know who Amos Yee is, right? You remember him.
Is that the fucking dude that was on Twitter? Like,
So Amos Yee was this guy. He was like this Singaporean activist, right?
yes, no.
He got asylum in the U.S. for freedom of speech because he got thrown out of he like escaped Singapore, right? He was being imprisoned a bunch, so he came over here and immediately he made a YouTube channel, started talking to like Destiny and a bunch of other YouTubers, and he was like, hey guys, I think that being a pedophile is cool and it's okay. And there's nothing wrong with necessarily fucking kids. And everyone was kind of like, is he trolling? Is he trolling? Like, he's saying pedophiles maybe need help. He's saying they're like,
at the time, there were people convinced that he was a troll. But this is just
a lot of people thought he was a troll.
That's frightening when you can blur the lines like that.
Yeah. When he was 22, he ended up grooming a 14-year-old girl.
Of course.
He was sentenced kind of recently to, I think, 6 years in jail because of a plea deal. So that's good to hear. He's going to jail. But
not good to hear that it's only 6 years.
Yeah, but
it's good to hear that it's at least 6 years. Okay, so Mr. Girl, he I was watching a stream from him the other day, and he said that Amos Yee, I don't know what it was verbatim, but he kind of said it like, Amos Yee, I mean, he was like 22 talking to a 14-year-old. I don't know that guy needs to be in jail. And he kind of, I think he's against jail in general, but
he's also the guy who made like the Cuties review. He's the guy who has a song called like "He's a Pedophile."
A lot of people just kind of see,
yeah,
a lot of people see Mr. Girl as like kind of the next Amos Yee, like this guy who goes around trolling to start up, a fuss, to start a rage, and then
Do y'all think he's a troll? Because I don't.
I think the most I could say about him definitively is he's a guy who thinks that like pedophiles shouldn't like even be in jail, and he thinks that it's like a mental condition. It's like an illness. Basically, he thinks that like he doesn't believe in like punitive justice like that. I can say that. The fact that he like made the Cuties review, which I've simultaneously from Vito Gesualdi been told was a troll and a sincere statement. I don't completely know how I'm supposed to feel about him. I feel weird.
I think he's a pedophile.
You think he's a pedo?
I absolutely think he's a pedophile.
Is that from the Cuties review, or like was there one thing?
Everything all together. I feel like if given the opportunity, I could probably catch him in the act, like, become the decoy and get in his DMs and see what happens.
Really? He's going to hear this. He might challenge you on that.
It's going to be a hunt, dude. The hunt is on.
If I do it, it won't be for a while. I have a bunch of other videos I need to get to, but I would absolutely be down to take him down.
What do you think about the channels that are platforming him? Mutually, we know Vosh recently threw him off for asking what he thought a 9-year-old's underwear would look like. I know Destiny has had him on multiple times. He's actually making his rounds around all the big political Twitch streams right now. Doing interviews and people, it's just like an enigma. It's this guy who is giving such a ridiculous take.
Yeah, why are people giving him a platform? I don't even understand that.
Because his content, I guess, it's like so ridiculous. You hear something like that, and it's like, holy shit,
that's gross.
You think it's gross to platform someone like that?
If he's trolling, then it's funny, but I literally don't think he's trolling at all. And
it would have to be an extremely elaborate troll.
Yeah, you think it's masked as a troll, but it's sincere feelings.
But even at that point, it's like, where's the line? Like, when is it? Like, if I go in his DMs and then he's like, quote unquote, trolling me, it's just, I don't even know. I think he's a pedophile. Fuck that guy. I think anyone who gives him a platform is a piece of shit.
All right. Well, we answered that question.
To be honest, I'm not sure where I would pick yet. I think we should do like a Deadpool to see if he gets like hit for the next 10 years.
maybe we can bet on that after
and by
the stream.
Deadpool, I don't mean like actually killed. I mean like possession of child pornography or something.
We can do the Cell Block C poll, maybe.
You know what? That might do it. Like if we all come together and like
maybe everyone in your video can come together
against Mr. Girl. I would love that.
Yeah. The next video, hashtag YouTube, pick a Mr. Girl or something. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think I have all my questions answered. Nick, is there anything you want to ask? Or
I think we really went through a lot of it. I have like policy stuff, but I don't think that like again, like you said, that you don't really have a direction to go from here. It's kind of just left up to the guys, to the homies.
I have a general direction. I personally don't know what it would look like this.
That's what I kind of mean. It's like it's not like tangible. It's like exactly. I would like to do this, but I don't really know how to. So I mean, I could argue with you about like that kind of stuff, but it's all hypothetical. So I think we've pretty much exhausted everything.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess before we go, Max, is there anything you want to, plug? Assuming someone doesn't know who you are.
Subscribe to Nick DiOrio and Turkey Tom on YouTube.
Good idea. That's a very good idea. And subscribe to Lord Vega as well.
Do that. I miss that guy.
Dude, Lord Vega is literally fucking a woman right now. He couldn't come to our fireside pedo
for 2 hours. Damn, that's impressive.
For 2 hours, I hit him up at fucking 2 in the afternoon, dude. This motherfucker goes. Okay, it's ridiculous.
Holy shit!
Nick said that I called Nick. I was like, "So you called him?" He was like, "Yeah." He sounded like he was not alive. Whoa. And this is not the first time this happened. Once in a while, Vega will disappear into a woman's house for like 8 years, and he will come out a different man with a different haircut. Maybe not haircut, different facial pattern. I don't know, different tattoo.
God, I'd love to.
Yeah, he's gone. He's having sex.
Literally having sex. Full technicals right now.
Oh my God. All right. Well, cool. All right, Max, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You guys want to check out our Patreon? You can subscribe to that. Subscribe to the channel.
By the way, you said you were in a group chat. I wouldn't go in any group chats with technicals unless if he brings his brother or something.
All right. Well, that's a whole other rabbit hole. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. And we're gay. All right. And that's it.
Goodbye.